that means for them to hold at 1.2, the actual number for how many people looked at that battle at any given time had to be like 1.3, 1.4. That is crazy. And you know, I think both they people got to realize, like, damn, I stepped on her catalog, or damn, I stepped on her catalog. And it's sad that everybody tries to read between the lines and say, oh, well, she was like, listen, what you saw on Monday was just their personalities. And I think some people reading too far into, oh, she was just throwing her shade, or no, that's just how those girls are. Regardless of who they're dealing, like who they're around, that's just who they are. So because you know that they had history, you may assume that that was about them, but those girls are friends. You hear them talking, they have like friendship together. They're not Erica and Jill friends, but they're not, you know what I'm saying, Hatfield and McCoy rivalries the way people, you know what I'm saying, wanted to be. Now, yeah, they had their history where one person had to put hands on the other person, but I mean, I've heard several stories about Brandy and the industry and people like having problems with Brandy. You know, because I don't think it was necessarily Brandy's fault per se. I think it was the way she was treated with like, oh no, you can't go against Brandy. Like she was meal tickets or something. Like I know that at one point, before I even heard about the Monica versus Brandy situation, I knew that her and Adina Howard had issues over some guy. I think it was over Wanya Morris, I believe. Yeah, her and Wanya Morris were having issues because you know Brandy and Adina Howard was actually on the same label.
Yeah, okay.
But Brandy was a different market because Brandy was more bubblegum R&B. Adina Howard is a lot more, you know what I'm saying, seductive adult R&B, even though they were about the same age. They weren't that far in age, you know what I'm saying, different age-wise. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, I mean, like Adina Howard, she was, I mean, Freak in the Morning, that joint came out, that joint was everywhere.
Everywhere.
And then she had the t-shirt and panties on joint. Oh, she had 2 joints.
Yeah, that was years later, but yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. It was a wrap. It was a wrap for Adina.
Yeah, and that you know, who knows what happened with that? You know what I mean? That's probably, you know, you get competitive when there's budgets out there and drop dates and all the energy is behind one person or 2 people, you know what I mean? And that's not you. So yeah, man. But the verses, I agree, man. People were trying to put too much energy in between, like whether or not they like each other, don't like each other. Man, listen to the music. Listen to the music. And I didn't get into the very beginning, so I don't know who went first and who went last, so I can't like speak to what song went head to head against what. But I mean, there was a little section where Monica was, you know what I mean, it was dropping back to back to back, like it. Yeah, back in around the middle.
Her Miss Thing album, I tell people all the time, like, yo, it's one of my favorite R&B albums of all time. Like, growing up with that album, like, yo, she had hits on that album.
Right.
Like, to be her debut, well, she came out with The Smoke. Hell, it was songs on that album that I loved that I didn't even know were singles. You know what I'm saying? Like This and Like That. I didn't know that was a single. I just thought it was a dope record.
Right.
So she had a couple of them joints. Hell, she had some songs on that album that could have been singles. Her duet with her first duet with Usher, she referenced it on during the versus battle. A song called "Let's Straight It Out." It's a rendition of Lattimore, it's a blues singer from the 70s. They did a rendition of it, and I swear, when you hear this song, there's no way you know that the 2 people singing it are 14, 15 years old. There's no way you know that. Usher sound grown as hell singing this song. For the last few days when I saw you, baby. Boy, they gave you all that. That's my joint. Slow Jam is my joint. Don't get me wrong. SOS Band, original singers of it. Great song. That's the more popular duet between them. But, man, it was, woo. Boy, great battle. And it's like, you know, it fused that It's like, where do you? It's funny we ask that question. Where do you go next? And I mean, granted, I think there are a couple names you can put together that has the potential to do what they did, but man, getting people in that room together is it's not the way easy as people think it is. Like, especially when you got Chris Brown, you know what I'm saying that he had Smoke Usher and he wouldn't do a battle. Like, yeah, all right, well, come put your catalog together up against it and show us. You know,
right?
I mean, like, and the funny thing is, when I'm watching these versus battles, like right before I go in, or sometimes I drop out and go back in, I look and like, damn, how, like, I'm thinking all the celebrities is watching this right now. And one particular celebrity that was doing live when they was doing it was Bill Bellamy. I'm like, damn, Bill, how you not watching this joint? And it's funny because Bill, you know, I fuck with Bill. Bill says some shit that we all be saying. Like, if they really want to have an R&B joint, you know who's smoking everybody. Kales is smoking everybody.
Yeah. I mean,
Rick Ross said he got 24 whatever. Nah, Slim. Kales got 24 whatever. Kales can take 60 records and split them 20 and see whoever.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a problem for a lot of people.
And he wrote a lot for a lot of other people that would be in their 20. So yeah, man.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for it to be an R&B battle, right? Where like two of these artists going up against each other. Well, actually, Erica already did it. Remember when Erica and Jill was going up against each other, and she played her version because she wrote the joint?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that to happen on this joint where it's like nobody knows. I'm waiting for it to happen again where nobody knows that somebody wrote the shit, and then they go to play their records and somebody play the song before they get to play it. Like, open up with it. Like, I'm not even gonna give you a chance to play this joint. I'm playing it because I wrote it.
I think they should go. They should start the diversify back to getting writers. You know what I mean, to do their songs.
They will. I think they'll get back to it. I think you know what I think they need to get into now? Like, they've got, I mean, the Babyface and Teddy Riley was beautiful. I wouldn't be mad if they, you know how you have people talking about the Uncle Charlie versus the Ron Isley joint. I had people talking about that one. I'm like, yo, if you really, really, really want to do something, let me see you go get some queens of the soul.
I want to see who they put against Mary J Blige.
Give me I'm talking legend.
Oh, you talking about like Diana?
Give me Patti versus Gladys.
Shaka Khan.